guys, my name is Alex and I am a fellow rollerblader, and if you guys are quad skaters, I want this video to help you out too, so don't feel left out. But I want to start teaching tricks, and one of my favorite tricks is backflips. So I'm gonna get right into this. For this video, I'm gonna highly recommend that you guys know how to do backflips on at least a trampoline, but probably the ground as well. I know that's going to put a lot of people down, but honestly, being able to control your body in the way of a backflip is probably just safer to learn on something like a mat rather than a ramp. The only other things that you really need are, you need to make sure you can fly out of like the ramp that you choose with enough height to do a backflip. So I'm going to show you guys a lot of clips today that I've already taken, and with those clips you guys can kind of determine if it's high enough. Also, probably wear some safety gear. It's highly recommended that you wear a helmet, knee pads. I weird enough recommend insoles, because insoles on your feet, the rotation of this trick will hurt your feet if you don't. And also just understand that this is a dangerous advanced trick, and that I do not take responsibility for anything that may happen to you while you try it, but I will do my best to teach you how to do it. Okay, so without any further ado, we're going to get right into this. So the first thing I need to explain about a backflip, and for those of you who can already do one, which I hope you can, this will kind of already be known to you, but it's something very important to focus a lot of your energy on when doing it in skates. So you need to focus where the rotation happens and how you're going to use that to your advantage. So you're going to rotate around your hips, and you need to know where to put your hips, and I'll explain this in a minute, but your hips are going to kind of control where you go. Your hips and your eyes are going to control where you go, and so that's going to be different for each obstacle that you try it on. The other thing is your legs are going to control your rotation speed. So if you start rotating around your hips and you pull your legs in, you're going to rotate a lot faster, but if you need to slow yourself down, you need to let your legs out and land. Getting good at these things is going to allow you to move it to the versatility of multiple different obstacles and multiple different parks that you may not even be comfortable with. Looking at your landing zone is super important, not only to help rotate your body, but also to make sure that there's nobody or nothing in your way that you might trip over or land on. Don't want anybody to get hurt trying this, and you do not want to hurt somebody else because you're upside down, and it will hurt also very bad to hit somebody while you're upside down and fall on your head. That being said, I strongly doubt that almost anybody will learn this on every obstacle that they want to without falling a single time. So learning to control your falls is going to be really important. Whether you have knee pads on, elbow pads, wrist guards, all of it, helmet, which you should, but I know not everybody does. If you have all those, or you don't, you need to learn the best way to fall out of multiple different situations. So maybe you over-rotate and you're going to fall backwards. Tuck your head, get your hands away from the ground, don't break your wrist, don't whip your head into the ground. And if you're falling forwards, try and put your wrist guards down. So yeah, these things are going to help a lot. If you're going to fall, you got to at least know how to. Okay, now the second part of this, pre to actually doing the backflip, is going to be choosing your obstacle. Now, you got to choose your obstacle and what you want to do with it. There's flyouts, there's transfers. You could do it off of kind of a wall that's not quite a vert ramp, or if you are doing it on a vert ramp, those are all different things, so I'm going to point these out as best as I can. When you're doing a flyout or a transfer that's going to kind of push you into more of a gainer motion, you're going to want to put, like I said, your hips are your rotation point. You're going to want to put your hips as far forward as possible, or at least enough forward to make it to where you're going. If you're on something like a wall, which is kind of weird to explain, but I think I have a video to go with it. A wall, you're going to want to put your hips back. Now this one's fairly rare because you don't want to go too far back and you don't want to like just fall off the ramp. And the most advanced one that I'm going to say is, if you're doing this on a vert ramp, your hips need to go straight up, and you kind of need to make it very close to over the coping or over the coping to avoid your head. And also do not kick with your feet. If you kick away from the ramp with your feet, on probably any of these, but specifically the vert ramp, you will end up on flat and it will hurt. So stay calm, do not kick with your feet. Let's move on to actually doing the backflip. Alright guys, so now we're on to the most important part. At this point, you've chosen your obstacle, you know what kind of flip you're going to do, what that means for your hips, you know how to rotate already, and you already know how to backflip. So, not on skates, but on ground. And if you don't know these things, I don't recommend you doing this part, but if you choose to, that's fine, that's up to you. What you're going to do when you send this flip, your head's going to go back, your waist is going to go up, eyes on the landing, and then you're going to use your eyes and how close you are to the ground to adjust your legs. The more tucked your legs are, the faster you will rotate. And then you're just going to practice the landing. The number one thing that I don't want anybody here to do is to panic. If for some reason you panic, which everybody will their first time, while you're upside down and you spread out all of a sudden, remember how I said tucking is what makes you spin? Well, when you're all spread out, you stop spinning. So this can cause you to just fall on your head. The only other thing I can give you to protect your head, other than saying wear a helmet, is don't send your flip too early. If your flip gets sent early, your head can get very close to the ramp or hit it. I've had my head hit the ramp a couple times, or the coping. So you need to chill out, relax, wait till you're at the right height to flip, to where your head is safe and the rest of your body is safe. Something else that I will say is that you got to communicate to others where you're going. Go tell your skate group and the other people at the skate park, this is where I'm flying out at. Watch out, because you don't want to kick anybody and you don't want to land on anybody and you don't want anybody to stop your rotation. So get that area of where you're going to be going clear, and then practice all sorts of different obstacles with this trick, like backflip banks, backflip on like walls, vert, everything. Once you can get this down on everything, it'll make you super comfortable. Go to different parks, maybe even land on first try, and it's super helpful to get it down on multiple things because you'll teach yourself different things as you're going. So that's probably going to be it for this video. If you guys have any questions, I will put my Instagram up on screen. You can message me, comment. But just remember, guys, no panicking. Practicing and falls and getting scared, that's all part of this trick. Don't expect to land it overnight, because that would be disrespect to how hard it is to learn. You're going to want this trick to take a long time to learn. That's why it's so special. Embrace the falls as they come. Don't get hurt too badly, but expect a couple falls, and only do this trick if it's within your skill level, and wear your freaking safety gear. Yeah, all of it that you got. And if you don't have it, don't do it. Let me know what trick you guys want me to cover next. Stay safe, and as always, I will see you guys next time.